So, give us the most extreme example of medications that you've de-prescribed, like multiple medications for a patient, and how much money you saved them. Do you have any kind of examples of that?
I would say our hallmark case was our very first client who, when we found her, was on 36 medications. It was a 70-year-old woman. Yep, crazy.
Wow.
36. 36 and she was essentially described as a walking zombie. She was unresponsive. She was kind of wasting away in her caregiver's home. Wasn't really all there, and the caregiver was distraught because she didn't want her, golden years to be spent in this kind of zombie state. So this woman had multiple prescribing cascades, multiple duplicate therapies from two or three different nursing homes she was in and out of. Um, and no one wanted to touch the meds. No one wanted to touch the meds. So she was seeing a neurologist, she was seeing cardiologists, specialists, and PCP, and there was no crosstalk. So all these meds were causing issues. There were about 7 prescriptions that were all involved that led to the worsening of her dementia or cognition. And they were because she was suffering from anticholinergic toxicity.
Yeah.
So she was on Seroquel, she was on Benadryl, she was on Tylenol PM, she was on Tropium. She was on like everything that's bad on the beers list for anticholinergic toxicity and having mild cognitive impairment. So we were able to successfully de-prescribe her over 2 months. Some of them cold turkey, some of them you had to taper, like the Seroquel, we were able to taper. Um, uh, Over 2 months, we were able to get her down to 8 prescriptions, which is amazing. And that she's doing
Wow.
better. I called them maybe like 2, 3 weeks ago or a month ago, and she's doing great. She was at the beach this summer. She's living her life. She's doing her thing. She's back. Her grandma was back. So it was something that was not only my biggest win, but it was proof that this was the calling I needed to serve in my career and in my field.
28 medications you de-prescribed, basically. Your help de-prescribe.
Yeah.
You have any idea or just estimate about how much that was costing per month?
She was on Medicare, so a lot of her meds were fairly inexpensive, either between, no charge to $1.20, 3.60 or whatever. So the price was, somewhat negligible, but with all those meds, she, as you can expect, wasn't even as compliant. So she was hoarding meds. She had stuff from years ago. So I don't really have a cost for you. I do know that because of this testimony, we ended up giving a report on this very same patient in the court of law. And so the ugly side to this story was that her family was actually going to involuntarily commit her into a nursing home, into a memory care unit, because they were convinced it was her, not the pills. This woman would have been paying close to 11K a month. So in terms of cost savings, we have saved them well over $250,000 in the past 2 years because they would have otherwise been forced into a nursing home and be paying out of pocket for that. So I can tell you that cost savings.
Wow. And is it safe to say that the medications was costing Medicare thousands of dollars per month?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
waste of taxpayer money, and yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Right. Wow. Wow. That's quite a story. So, and now she's independent now.
Well, she lives with her daughter, but she's good.
Yeah.
She's on still 8 meds or 10 meds. I
Yeah.
think she added 1 or 2 more on. Uh, but overall, she's fine. She's great.